Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier, and I'm a very noble critter. This is our weekly show where we try out lots of different games with a rotating cast of players here. Tonight we have Mia, Cindy, Patty, and myself in our second of two sessions of Mausritter here. We were supposed to do this one last week, but we didn't, but it's okay because we had an extra episode last week with DM Scotty on Thursday where we played Easy D6. On Fridays, if you don't know this channel, it's Shadows of Archonia, and that's named after the campaign that we play on Fridays called Shadows of Archonia. That's our in-person game where we have a regular crew of people at the table here, and we are 38 episodes in. So check that out if you have time. And Yuri's in the YouTube chat. Hi, Yuri. She'll be here Friday. Also, come join our Discord. You can talk to all of us over there, and we would love it. If you like the show, consider joining our Patreon to help support what we do and gradually iterate on the production values. All of that said, I'll hand it over to tonight's Game Master, Mia. Tell us what's going on.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Mausritter is a rules light system, so light that you only have 3 stats to keep track of. But on the back of the book, it just states, take up the sword and don the whiskers of a brave mouse adventurer and Mausritter, a sword and whiskers fantasy adventure and role-playing game. With emphasis on exploring the world and how the world is dangerous and large. And as mice, you do mousy things. Last week, we were part of a caravan going to a festival. We did some carnival games / events. And at the end of the session, we discovered that the larder of food for the big festival in a few days had been robbed and is now sitting empty. But yeah, as a mouse, we need to find out what the heck's going on. So yeah, we'll go from that.
Yeah.
Oh, totally unscripted off the top of my sleepy head.
All right. Well, let's go reverse. What is it called? Counterclockwise this time. We'll go counterclockwise. Introducing ourselves. My character is Smokey. Smokey is a kitchen forager with a gray flecked coat and a prehensile tail, born under the birth sign of the star. I favor the bow and arrow, which I have built out of tiny objects, and I am one level ahead of these other two. I'm level 3, for I played a session before this, and now I have 11 HP, which is a lot for me. Yeah. That's it. How about you, Patty?
All right. Well, I'm Jack White. I am a trash collector. I like to make things out of the trash that I collect and resell them. I am birth sign under the moon. My coat is white and marbled. I did go up to 12 HP, so that was pretty fun. I was like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot by second level, yeah.
It sure is. And I have a trash hook that I use as a weapon, and I have a little sling that I pick up rocks and other things. That's about it. I have a cart that I took to the festival with me, and I was trying to sell all kinds of my fun collected thingy bobs and whatchamacallits.
That's right.
You sold a broom, right?
What's that?
You did sell a broom, I think.
I did. I sold my broom that everybody kind of scoffed at, if you remember. My nice broom.
Yeah.
I think you offered it to the squirrel gang as a toll to go down through the forest, and they're like, no.
Well, I tried. It got sold. I'm good.
All right. So
Yes.
yeah,
Right.
You
we
know.
just discovered the larder looted. The looted
Yeah.
larder.
Did Sassafras introduce
Not yet.
Yeah.
for us? Okay.
Well, I'm Sassafras, and I'm a beekeeper, born under the sign of the storm. But I can be wrathful. I've got tan coat, and it's frizzy. I went all the way up to 8 HP. I've got a slingshot made from twigs and a rubber band. I believe we invented last game little bags of honey, so now I can shoot little bags of honey from my slingshot, right?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Gum up, folks. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how many I'm allowed to have, but anyways,
The way that works, again, the rules of the thing, and I completely spaced it. There's a usage charge for weapons. At the end of each combat, you roll against your ammunition and so on. So you'd have like 3 usages or 3 usage. Anyway, and at the end of combat, you'd roll a 6-sided, and on a 4, 5, or 6, you mark off a usage. So you could have an infinite number of these little things as long as you don't use up your usage slots.
Well,
Yes. I ramble off into the distance. All right, so getting back to where we were. At the end of last session, we came to the next morning at the first light of dawn creeps into the village. A frantic shout breaks the silence. The supplies, they're gone. So the entire village has gathered around as they have brought to everyone's attention that somebody has raided the larder. It is empty, stands cold and empty, and there's no explanation as to how, as it was locked from the outside and did not show any forced entry. As the crowd gathers around, Elder Willow of the Pine Nest community approaches the 3 of you. This festival means everything to our community. We cannot let it be ruined. Please help us find the stolen supplies.
of course.
Well, of course.
Who would have access to the larder?
Oh,
Good
just
question.
the guard? Just the guard here?
Where was the guard last night?
And the guard kind of sheepishly steps forward. He's like, I fell asleep at my post. I did not see anything or hear anything. Apparently, I'd had too much of that elderberry wine.
That can happen.
Well,
But because of your hospitality, I think we will help you find out who stole from your larder. I suspect we might actually know.
Please feel
Or-
free to investigate. Step inside to
think-
see if you can find any clues.
we will investigate, but I do have my suspicions as well.
Yours. Who would you suspect would do such a thing?
Well, we met some nasty, mean squirrels along the way. Made us pay
They
a
weren't
toll
very
to continue down the road.
My
yes,
apologies, Jack.
They were weird squirrels too. They had strange fur and ears.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
One of
ever
the
seen?
people-
Foreigners.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you ever seen these squirrels around? They've got little tufts on their ears, funny colors.
Now, one of the community that traveled with you shouts up, "Oh yes, that what did he say his name was? It was Rusty Redclaw." And I had never seen a squirrel like that either. He was so red. Most of the squirrels around here are brown and grayish in color.
Yes. Have you
Right.
seen him in the vicinity? He hasn't been bothering any of your community coming and going from here.
No, we have good relations with the squirrels in our area. So we have not seen any in many days. They they stay outside of our of Pine Nest out of respect, and we respect them.
I wonder if any of those squirrels have seen them.
Is Felix Flintpaw around?
Felix Flintpaw.
That
That
the
was
guy that
yeah.
escorted the caravan for us when we went off after our captured friend.
Yes, Felix Flintpaw and Thumper. He's one of the rabbit riders.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
if we're going out on a quest, we should probably take that guy with us.
Good
Not a bad
idea.
idea.
Elder Willow says, yes, we will get the rabbit riders together. But
How about that rat that we sent that was injured? Is he still around?
Finn, Finn from who had the kind of like white grease paint on his face.
Yeah.
He's kind of hobbling about. He's got a crutch because his leg had gotten damaged during the cat attack on the road. That he's like, and he seems nervous, kind of like, I don't know anything. Nope, I don't know anything at all.
Why are you acting so nervous?
Yeah, we didn't ask if you knew anything. We were just going to ask you to help.
Or how you were feeling?
Correct.
I don't know. Did you find anything in the larder that would implicate me? No, I didn't know anything.
All right, buddy.
Smokey, why don't you keep an eye on this guy? I'm going to go inside and look inside this larder for clues.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this guy. What's his name again?
Finn.
Finn the rat. He is a rat. I can smell
He is a
him.
rat. There are other members of the community that like come forward and like grab him and like, we'll keep an eye on him. A couple of big kind of burly mice.
Finn,
Sassy,
you're a
you
terrible liar.
What?
I said, Sassy, you want to go in the larder with me and check it out?
Sure.
All right, what do we see when we get into the larder?
Well, as you step in, the noise from outside is muffled. And where there should be piles of grain and baskets of nuts and strings of dried berries, instead you find barren shells and empty crates. The air is thick with the musty scent of earth and something else, a faint, acrid smell that makes your nose twitch.
That smell.
As you look about, Sassafras, as you're looking about, your eyes are drawn to the floor. There is a patch of dirt that looks different from the rest. It has been disturbed recently. Jack, as you are looking around and checking things, you find a small scrap of cloth that had been ripped off of something, snagged on a piece of wood. The cloth itself has little fragments of hair trapped in there. And Smokey, did you go in also, Smokey?
No, I'm keeping an eye on Finn.
Okay.
When I'm going to take a closer look at what I found. Like, is it a footprint or I'm try to determine what I'm looking at?
As you are looking at it, you notice that there are the soil itself is loose and there are footprints about. Hard to identify, but you are able to determine that some of the footprints are obviously from various mice, and the bigger footprints that remind you of the footprints of rats. And as you do examine the patch of dirt closer, you see that somebody had hurriedly pulled it back to conceal a possible hole in the ground. And against the edge of the hole, there is a bit of like white grease paint smeared into the dirt.
What color hair?
It is I would say like grayish and kind of stringy. Also reminds you of rat hair.
Yes.
Mm.
Sassy, this
Yeah.
reminds you of rat hair?
Yeah, it's not the squirrels at all, or at least.
Well, you know what?
opposite of
They
it.
could be working in, they might be in
Yeah.
cahoots.
Correct,
But
but
what's that smell? Do you recognize that smell?
maybe I'm gonna take a big whiff. Can I determine what that is?
Or I look at it too, following my nose.
Yeah, it's as you look around a bit more and beyond the obvious clues, towards the back of the chamber, somebody had broken and spilled a few things that have combined into a funky smell.
Oh, it's just a mess over here.
And the rat tracks are very visible in the moist soil there in the back.
Definitely, that was rats.
So I'm gonna go back and move some of that dirt back. And is it an open hole? Or did the entire tunnel? Is it like a tunnel, or did it?
Hold
get
on,
built?
Jack. We should let Smokey know before we open any holes.
I'm just looking to see if there is a hole or if it was filled in or anything. I'm not gonna go without Smokey, of course. I'm just
Well, I
looking,
didn't. Oh, well, all right.
just peeking around.
As you paw
I'm
away,
just saying they could have left somebody. But
as you paw away some of the dirt, you you determine that the hole is large enough for something as large as, say, a plump rat to slip through. And the soil itself, as you dig a little deeper, has the texture and consistency of the dirt from a mole, that a mole may have dug this tunnel.
And the fabric? So can you describe the fabric to me?
It's just like somebody's cloth or clothes, like a tunic
What
or
color
a shirt.
is it?
It's just like a dark dyed blue.
What color shirt was Finn wearing?
Finn and his friends were each wearing matching blue tunics.
Mm-hmm. And the grease paint, sassafras, and the rat hair. No
I
wonder
think we
he's
have
being
enough
guilty.
evidence here to go back out. And
Well, quickly, let's go tell Smokey what we found.
absolutely.
Smokey,
You found
Smokey.
what? Sorry, I skipped a scene. You found what?
I'm showing you the rat hair and the piece of fabric and the blue that matches Finn's tunic and
So here's what I'm thinking about this. Can I see the hole? I'm gonna go look at it.
Yeah, once Jack has kind of moved and some of the dirt around, yeah, it's very plainly a hole that disappears under the ground.
So you said it.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, you said it was big enough for a plump rat. What about a cat?
Yeah, not nearly that big.
Here's
Yeah,
what I'm
it's-
thinking, though. This hole looks like it was dug by a mole, not rats. But we have a rat out there acting real suspicious. I'm wondering if there's some sort of, like, injustice society of critters out there. Because we met these rats being chased by a cat. That could have been a ruse to begin with. We know that those evil squirrels are out there. And apparently there's a mole helping them. What if they're all in it together? What if we've got like an organized crime syndicate of rodents?
and a cat.
And a cat, maybe. Maybe the cat might have been a coincidence, but maybe not.
That's
Out of
some
the-
crazy stuff, Smokey.
Now the rats did come. They were being chased away from this town towards us. Correct. This direction.
Well, and Finn did get injured.
I kind of had it pictured as they were just chased perpendicular across our path.
Yeah.
Was that the way it was? Okay.
Yeah, you guys were traveling down the road and they kind of like leaped out of a bush that was up the road and looked around and saw you and like that way and drew the cat towards you as a distraction so that they could get away themselves.
Hmm.
You
Out of the
think they
corner of
would
your
go
eye,
as
you
far for- Sorry.
No, what was that, Sassafras?
I was going to ask, Smokey, do you think they would go so far as to injure one of their own for a ruse?
Well, they are rats.
There's no way for me to answer that. I simply don't know these people.
That's specious, Jack.
Yeah, Finn, as part of his triad of terror, came tearing down the road at you with the tabby falling behind. And he got swatted by the cat, which is how he was injured. And as you're having this discussion, out of the corner of your eye, you do notice that Finn is kind of shifting and not trying to avoid eye contact with you guys as you discuss this and look his direction.
I'm
There's
gonna
still a
lean
little
in.
bit of that white grease paint. It's been mostly cleaned off, but he's still got little flakes of that white greasy paint in his fur.
I'm gonna
I'm
lean
going
in.
to
and
ask the
whisper.
elder if there's somewhere we can keep him secure.
I was actually gonna lean in and whisper to you guys and say, I don't think it'd be very hard to get information out of this guy.
In what
Exactly.
manner?
Well, all kinds of manner. We don't have to be brutal. We could just be, rough.
Honey and Aunt.
Yeah, we can
Be
ask
direct.
him.
Ask him direct. We could threaten him with, I don't know, half rations or less.
Elder Willow does indicate that they've got a place they could keep him locked up if necessary.
I think it's definitely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Are you like discussing out loud, interrogating him in front of him?
No,
or
I
are you
was thinking
whispering?
whispering. Whispering.
I would. I wouldn't
yeah.
have any of this discussion in earshot of him.
Okay. He's like, yeah, you hear him like, let me go. I don't know anything. Just let me go. And the guards are like, yes, come with us. And they start to drag him away.
I would like to go up to him. Actually, I'll follow and wait until he is secured, and then I want to talk to him.
We'll go with you.
Okay.
They've got
so-
the equivalent of like a drunk tank in town. You know, occasionally the mice do get into the mead and the elderberry wine, and they have to lock up the drunk and disorderly, and they kind of toss him into this cell and lock the door. And he's like standing there as you approach. He's like, "What do you want? What do you want?"
Finn, I have to tell you, you were not a suspect in this crime. When we said your name, it was because we wanted to ask if you were okay and if you could perhaps help us with the investigation. You began then protesting your innocence as loudly as possible, and that is the only reason anyone suspects you. You understand that?
I do, but how could I be involved if I've been here all day and then they've been keeping an eye on me?
Well, I don't know the answer to that. So I'm just going to ask you straight out. Are you involved in this?
He kind of like sheepishly like ducks his head down and is like, but they'll know if I tell you anything.
Who will know?
Yeah.
And he says, by Ratris, and you know Ratris is one of the gods that the rats worship. By Ratris, they'll know, they'll take my life. And he kind of scurries back into the corner and presses against the back wall, looking scared at you from across the room, small room.
Now, Finn, I understand that you're afraid of your friends, but right now, you seem to have been captured by your enemies. So, if you're worried that you might be harmed, maybe you should think first about appeasing the people who have direct access to you now.
A good point, Smokey.
Maybe
Well,
think twice about who you are friends with also.
yeah, you guys did bring me here after that cat hurt me, and they just left me. Hopefully you can protect me. The Bone Gang, and he kind of like covers his face up and turns against the wall and kind of shivers in fright.
The Bomb Gang?
The Bone Gang.
The Bone Gang.
Okay.
The Bone Gang.
My
Is this
rattress, they're
gang-
gonna kill me.
Why are
is
they
this
called the Bone Gang?
led? Is this gang led by a red squirrel?
No.
Is
With
it-
you.
Is it in league with those red squirrels?
No.
Interesting.
What
How
about
about a
a
mole?
cat? The cat that attacked you, was that a ruse or was that cat real?
We were harassing the cat, the farmer's cat.
Okay, so the cat
was-
attack was an accidental event that wasn't related to the Bone Gang. Is that right?
Yeah, we were just out looking for food, and we were out looking for food, and well, then we saw the cat, the farmer's cat. He turned out to be smarter than we thought.
Well, if it's any consolation, last I saw him, he was covered in honey.
Oh,
Yeah, we dropped it on his head. He had one of our guys.
We don't put up with that. We
Take care of our own.
we don't put up with bullies.
No mouse left behind.
Well, that's all I can tell you. The Bone Gang. If I tell you any more, they'll find me.
It's likely they already know where you are, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they know what happened to you. They know you were swatted by that cat. They know that it was right in front of our caravan. So,
And
It's
you know,
probably
if you don't
Safer
tell
where
us,
you were at.
if you don't tell us anymore, we'll tell them where you are. We might be able to protect you.
Well,
At least give us
that-
an idea of where to find them.
Well, I don't know any more than you do. The Bone Gang, they were planning to come here and take your stuff, but I didn't know any specifics. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure you know where they're located.
They're a couple miles west of here.
miles.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Real miles or mouse miles?
I guess like real miles, and since mice travel at like, I don't even remember what the thing says, 1 mile an hour. He's like, no, they're further away than that. Now that I think about it, you know.
Okay. Well,
Now, were they
We can
planning
try-
on taking our larder to their hideout or someplace else?
I don't know what they were going to do afterwards. They were going to raid you and take the stuff. So, I don't know. I
Ben,
don't know.
where would you have taken it?
I don't know. I would take it home to my wife and kids.
Are you sure you don't know? Because
I-
I've got money and I can find ants.
I'm gonna wait for him to say I don't know again, and then I'm just gonna slam my fist on the nearest table. Make a loud noise.
I like the honey and ants idea, Sassafras. Clever.
Yeah, well, he breathes. Try. I want you to try and intimidate him with a roll. Charisma
What
check
kind of
on
a
that.
roll? Is that a
It's the
will?
will test. Yeah.
Okay. That's real bad. It's 19.
Oh yeah, that is real bad. Since this is a roll under system for the audience out there.
And my will
Well-
score is 9, so I'd need 9 or less to make that work.
Yeah. Makes it very difficult sometimes to make those rolls as your D20 wants to roll over. It's like,
Yeah. Well,
get out the one that you're always putting in your dice jail for other systems. It's time to roll low.
I should.
He-
Yuri would be great at this.
He's really nervous. He kind of clams up, but that's all I'm telling you. That's all I can tell you. Just, a couple miles from here, the crypt. Oh, they're gonna get me.
Hey, Jack, you want to go get those ants for me?
I'm on it.
I'm going to pull a small bag of honey out and bounce it up and down in my hand. Where should we put this honey, Smokey? What would be the best place?
Probably someplace he can't get at it easily. Maybe behind his ears.
Ooh, yeah.
Back of the neck, dead center, between the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
You guys are mean. While you're
Ooh,
doing
right
this,
At the tailbone.
Smokey's all talk. Smokey's not going to actually do this.
he's cowering in the corner. He doesn't even see or hear what you're doing. While you're talking about doing this to him, Felix Flintpaw and Gideon Greenthorn, two of the rabbit riders, come up. He's like, "We must hurry. If they escaped in the night, we might be able to catch them."
Yeah. So the rabbits probably can't fit out through the rat hole, can they?
The mole hole that the rats escaped, it's been collapsed. So basically, there's been people in there after you've left with Finn to interrogate him. They've been digging down as far as they can, and they can't find any opening in the earth.
Great. Okay.
But
Didn't realize it's collapsed. Okay. So we'll have to guess at where it might have come out. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, was it like a quick hole in from nearby outside, like above ground, and then they just dug down here? Or does it seem like it may have been a tunnel off into the distance?
Yeah, it came basically straight up into the chamber. But as they dug down, they realized that it's kind of going down at an angle and off to, what do they say? That Finn said the east from here? Yeah,
Okay.
east.
So it was probably a tunnel. It probably stayed underground for a long time. And we would have no way of guessing where the other end of it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Felix Flintpaw and Thumper and Gideon Greenthorn and Clover and Elise Bright Whisker and Dandelion and Willow Fernpaw and Moss are the 4 rabbit riders.
Oh yeah, they are.
They come to you and it's like, "Come, we must go. We'll get Hazel. She lives just outside. She'll help us find them."
All right, let's go. Who's Hazel? What's Hazel?
Willow, the elder Willow is like, "Yes, Hazel. She is a badger. She is, fortunately, she's a vegan badger, and she will help us. Much like
What's
the
a
rabbit
vegan?
riders." What's that?
What's a vegan?
Well, it's some word that Hazel came up with. It indicates that she only eats plants, berries and nuts. Other badgers
That can't
like
be
to
good
eat.
for a badger.
Yeah, it's like most badgers will eat anything, especially fellow animals.
Well, okay. Let's go ask Hazel.
Right.
So Elder Willow turns to each of you before you leave and offers each of you a spell slab.
Ooh. All right.
You've got the list that's in the book. We can roll for them, or you can just pick Fireball, Heal, Magic Missile, Fear, Darkness, Restore.
I'm
Be
gonna
understood.
roll.
Okay.
If I roll higher than 16, I'll just re-roll.
Yeah, it's a 2d8. So yeah.
Oh, it's
General
2d8.
two.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it
I got
calls for
13
2d8.
anyway.
Okay.
I didn't
Catnip.
realize. Yeah, 2d8 is good. I got
turn.
What is it to roll 2d8 for the...
It's on page 13. There's a 2d8 yeah, a 2d8 chart to roll against.
I just saw that the max was 16. I was like, well, I can't roll 2d8. Then what if I can't roll a 1? There is no 1.
Did you say, I'm sorry, 18?
Page 13 is where the chart is.
Oh.
And you rolled 16, you said, Smokey?
No, I got 13. I got grease.
Grease. So yeah, the effect being cover a 1 to 3 d6 area with slippery flammable grease. And again, how that spell works, since there are 3 usage slots, you can either power it with 1 dice, 1 usage, or 3 dice for all 3 usage if you've got, the basically little spell slots.
Right.
All right, I got 10. I need to look that up. I didn't open the book.
10 is light. That is a force dice. Creature is to make a will save or become stunned, alternating between alternately create light as bright as a torch. So yeah,
You got a 9?
9 is ghost beetle. Create an illusionary beetle that can carry 6 inventory slots.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That will really help us get all that stuff from the larder back.
Yeah. Ghost beetle's very helpful.
What was the die roll for this? I'm sorry. For this
2d8.
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 And the 4 of them quickly escort you outside, where just kind of lounging in the shade of a nearby tree is this badger. As they approach, they're like, Hazel! Huzzah, Hazel! We need your assistance, they shout.
And what does Hazel say?
Hazel stirs ever so slowly, sniffs the air. It's like, as you're approaching, it's like, 3 new people or 3 new mice in the community. What is your need of me? She asks.
Yes, we are visitors. There has been a crime at the what's it called?
Most serious
Festival?
crime.
The at Pine Nest. Someone has stolen the contents of the larder, all of it, overnight. We have been we've been tipped off by an informant that it may have been an organization called the Bone Gang. They consist at least partly of rats and possibly a mole.
Well, we must get going. Felix, Gideon, Elsie, Willow. Try and keep up with your fast little rabbits. You 3, climb on my back and hold on.
Oh, I was just going to ask if we could have gotten some rabbits before we left. Well, yeah, I'll ride Hazel.
And,
Yeah, this should be fun.
As a badger, rabbits, they got that kind of duk. And as a badger, if you've ever seen a badger run,
Haven't.
be kind of hard to hold on, but like she kind of slinks down, sniffs the air, and starts moving, scurrying through the forest, trying not to be too jarring in her stride through the forest. And as you travel a little further to the east, and she sniffs the air, and she kind of turns and she like, this way, and she starts moving through the woods. And as she does that, would each of you please give me a will check as you're scanning the forest around you?
That's a pass for me.
Okay.
Fail.
The Jack, did you roll the will check?
Oh, Jack, you're muted.
Sorry, I failed.
Okay. Jack and Sassafras are kind of like, this badger is kind of like doing this weird undulating move. So you're kind of like, oh my God, hunkered down, not really giving a good look around the forest. And Smokey, as you kind of like, again, got a hold of the badger's hair, your head's up, you're kind of looking around. You see, like off in the distance, you see like a small group of like forest animals, like a couple of them like with big armfuls of food, just kind of like walking, off in the distance and pushing through the leaves. And you are sort of heading in that direction, but they're off to the side a little bit.
I'm gonna tap Hazel and point it out. Over there, there's some critters with large armfuls of food.
And her head perks up. Kind of, you see her. She was determined. She was on a target, but then she like looks over at them and like quickly scurries. The 4 rabbit riders kind of like, and they bound off really fast and surround this small, about 3 or 4 other small woodland creatures that are carrying off some food.
What kind of creatures are they? Can we tell?
There are like another mouse or 2 and a chipmunk and a very small squirrel. They're young. They're like children, basically, maybe like teenagers. As you come,
Oh, there. Where did you get those edibles?
Yeah, as you pull up to them, they kind of start and like do that number, and like all the food they're carrying kind of like flies in the air and drops around in the dirt. Hi, we just found this, and one of them 3 of them are starting to scoop up the food. We found it, it's ours. And one of them like just kind of points off into the distance. Over there's a hole in the ground and there's a whole bunch of food. You go get it real quick before everyone else takes it.
I will say, children, you are surrounded by the rabbit riders of Pine Nest. Our larder was recently robbed, and we are on the hunt for the missing goods. You say you found this stuff in a hole?
Yeah, over there. And they point off in the distance, and the 3 that have picked up some of the food are like slowly backing away. We found it, it's ours, finders keepers.
Are they not surrounded by rabbit riders?
They are, but they're kind of like trying to like move between the small gaps between them.
I'm afraid that we'll have to insist that you show us where.
Only if we can keep what we can carry.
I will have to look to the rabbit riders for permission. I was going to offer that deal anyway, that if they show us where the rest of it is, they can keep what they've got. But it's not really all my food to say that.
Mm-hmm.
The leader of the rabbit riders, Felix, it's like, yeah, that would be fine. Thank you, Smokey. They can keep what they can carry, and they've only got a small bit with them. They can definitely not carry much.
Okay.
The 3 of them are like, oh, we'll meet you over by the creek, and they take off, and one of them goes with you to show you where the food was found.
Great. Okay. How far do we travel with this person?
It's not far. As you had exited Pine Nest, when you originally arrived, you kind of went in through the western gate. And when you left, you went back out through the western gate and moved around to the south to get the badger. And then you moved further to the east around the forest, and then you found these guys. Basically, you're probably like 100 yards, 200 yards east of the big tree. when you come across a small clearing, like a divot in the ground, and all like scattered in the dirt and amongst the leaves is a bunch of food. Just discarded in various piles, piles of nuts and empty sacks, grain and overturned baskets.
Odd.
This
Why
seems
would
like-
it be discarded?
It seems like maybe they could only take so much with them, and they had to triage some of it here.
Likely.
Possibly.
Can we send a runner back to Pine Nest, like send one of the rabbit riders as fast as possible to go get some people so they can start hauling this stuff back in?
Yes, good idea. Willow Fernpaw and her rabbit Moss quickly turn and return to Pine Nest to get others to come out and gather up what's left.
All right.
It's about what's left. There's about half of the food here in this field, basically.
And are there tracks leading away from it other than the kids?
As you step closer, you notice deep grooves in the earth leading away from the clearing. Marks that could only have been made by carts with wheels carving a path through the dirt.
Okay.
Well, they left a trail.
Yeah, let's go after it.
And as you move to follow the trail, you also notice again more footprints, rat footprints.
Okay. Should we? I know there's only 4 of them, but should we leave another rabbit rider here to guard until people show up again, and then the 2 of them can catch us up?
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Elsie, Bright Whisker, and Dandelion will hang back to keep an eye on things.
Okay.
So Felix
And now
and
it's
Gideon
just-
are still with you. Mm-hmm.
And Hazel, right?
And Hazel the Badger.
Okay. Yeah. Let us proceed, friends,
Yeah.
to follow
Follow the
these tracks.
The track
Alright.
lead away into the forest. The signs of the food had been taken. Armed with the clues you've gathered, you set out on the trail of the Bone Gang. The path leads through dense underbrush, across the babbling brook, and into the heart of the forest. The air grows cooler and the trees thicker as you venture deeper, guided by the faint trail of scattered grains and the occasional broken twig. Let me see. I apologize. The tree grows taller and closer together, their branches intertwining above you, casting deep shadows. Just as you begin to feel the weight,
Sorry.
I was like, what the? The weight of the silence in the forest, you hear a sudden sharp crack, something moving through the brush. Before you can react, dark shapes dart out from the underbrush, and you find yourself facing a group of scruffy, sinister-looking rats. Their eyes glint with malice as they brandish makeshift weapons, trying to block your path.
Oh man, wish we had 2 more rabbit riders right now.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
There are, you see 5 of them emerge from the brush, and a larger, more menacing animal, a weasel,
Ooh.
standing on its hind legs and arched over, and it snickers at you. Foul mice! How dare you enter our part of the woods? Prepare to defend yourselves.
No, you defend yourselves, for we are the attackers.
Exactly. Hazel, can you take care of the weasel?
So we are entering combat.
Awesome.
Who are you going to initiate combat or let them initiate it?
Well,
I think I'll initiate it if there's time to do so, because
Yeah.
that. I mean, they clearly stole our food. We've come to get it back.
Clearly.
In that respect, I guess Smokey shouts and charges into battle.
Absolutely. I'll leap off of the badger and run forward.
Hazel kind of like spins in place real quick, kind of dumping Jack and Sassafras 2 on the ground, and she backs away like, nope, not me, not getting involved in any fights.
Okie dokie.
Bummer.
So there are five rats as you look at them. Smoky. One, just quick, one has patchy fur and a scar across his left eye. Another one, his nose is twitching. He's got like little nettles and bits of plant life stuck in his fur. My apologies. 5 rats, 4 rats, a mole, and a badger, or a weasel. My apologies. Amongst them is this mole. He has his dirt-stained fur, claws are extended. Another one is standing back there. He's kind of like shaking in his hand the flint and steel for sparking fires. And another guy in the back, he like stands up and starts swinging a sling over his head. So yeah, anyway, Smokey, you roll in and attack one of the 6 opponents.
I'm going for the guy who's trying to start fires. I'm going to shoot him with my bow.
Okay.
I missed. 13 against 8.
Okay. Everything auto hits. You just roll your damage.
Oh, of course. I have 2 weeks.
And then they have
from...
armor reduction and hit points to deplete.
That's way better. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Here we go. 5.
5 points of damage. They have no armor. Ain't that nice? Your arrow sings through the air and plunges into this guy. He looks like he's just getting ready to spark up a nice twig of fire, so he's got a torch in his hand. But your arrow catches him in the shoulder, spins him around, knocks him down. And again, how this works is you deplete their hit points, which is hit protection, and then it starts eating into their stats. So with that, you have spun this guy around, knocked him on the ground, and damaged his strength, his ability to do things strength-wise. So.
Okay. Good.
All right, so
that's it for my turn.
I'm going to step forward and attack the same guy with my trash hook.
Okay.
5 damage.
5. As you do that, the other rats kind of like caught off guard for just a moment. You know, they look like they've been like eating so much food. They're moving a little very lethargic. Like they definitely need to nap from all the food they've been chowing down. In the quick move and scout around the area, you see a small pile of food over in the corner that was part of the larder. Your strike hits this guy. Did how many damage, Jack?
5.
5. He stumbles back, drops his flint and steel, and falls to the ground groaning. Ouch! Sassafras?
Yeah, I am going to... Excuse me. I think I'm going to take a shot at the weasel.
Yep. The weasel reaches behind his back and whoosh, pulls out a makeshift sword. Well, each of the rats is One has the sling, the other had cleavers, the little moles like with this big mole like sharp fingernails.
Yeah, I'll use my slingshot and take a shot. 6.
It's on the weasel.
Mm-hmm.
Are you shooting him with a rock or like a honey bit to like his face?
I'm using a rock.
Okay, so ping. He's like, "Eh, you foul little mouse!" He shouts.
How dare you try to steal our food?
Yeah, we take what we want. I don't know if you've ever seen like Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas special, and the weasel's like the lead singer of the band. He's like, "Yeah, okay, you guys." Yeah.
Imagine
Couple of
that.
Oh, it is classic. I love that. Anyway, one of the rats like goes Flicker, and he like dashes over to assist his buddy Flicker that's fallen onto the ground. So the guy in the back with the sling, he's like, and he lets a rock fly. And 1, 2, 3. So give me a D10 here. Going around clockwise, 1, 2, 3. And then the other mice that are amongst you. So Sassafras, 1, 2, Jack, 3, 4, Smoky, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as we go up that stack. That is going to sling at Sassafras. And Sassafras, you have some armor?
I don't. I just have grit.
Okay, so that deplete, no depletion of damage. Oof. 3 points of hit protection damage.
Okay.
Last game, didn't you say we had like a light armor?
I believe so. So you should get like
Oh.
1 point of reduction. My apologies. Yeah, we did.
I forgot about that myself.
So just 2 points of HP damage then. One of the rats rushes forward. Scrag will take him out, and he like waves his cleaver way up over his head. Coming after you, Jack.
All right.
And a cleaver. Yeesh. Well, so he
is
rolled
there
a
any
1.
type of- I'm sorry. Is there
He
any
rolled a
type of
1 for
block?
damage, so that's no damage on you then.
There's no block or anything in this. You just take the damage.
Yeah, all hits auto. Yeah, everything auto hits.
Okay.
Another the scruffy rat with the nettles trapped up in his fur comes at you, Smokey.
Okay.
So 3 minus your your damage reduction, 2, I guess.
My damage is, where did I put that?
Your HP.
Well, my HP is 11.
You have 1 point of damage reduction unless you have some other armor in addition to.
Oh, that's right, because Jerkin counts as light armor. So yeah, 1 point. All right, sorry. I was looking for the number on my sheet, but I didn't put it on there. I just put the word.
This big burly mole, his eyes are squinty. He's almost like the cartoon mole. He's got like goggles on and kind of a leather vest, and he's like, man, he rushes forward and goes whack whack. He takes a couple of swipes at one of the rabbit riders. I am rolling really poor damage here. He whiffs, basically. His claws bounce off of the armor. Flicker, the fire guy, is out. The sharpshooter had rushed to his aid, so that concludes their turn. Other than the weasel. The weasel just kind of like stands back, crosses his arms. He's like, yeah, you guys just wait till I enter the battle. After you've already hit him once, he's kind of standing like, that hurt. Yeah. Any more dangerous attacks on me, and I will finish you all. You rats and mole, get them! And he shouts at them. So we circle back to you guys.
Is that fire guy still alive? The one I hit last round.
He is basically incapacitated.
All right, I'm gonna shoot the weasel.
Weasel sees you like take a bow, string the bow, and draw it back. It's like, oh yeah, you think you're gonna get me, huh?
Probably not. It's one.
So sorry. Can't help myself. He has no damage reduction. And
well, then I get him.
I think you do. And this time you're already eating into his strength. Like, that really hurt. Yeah, I'm gonna get you for that. And he like brings up the sword and eyeballs you. Who's next?
And sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna run at that. What is he? A mole? The one that
mole, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Smokey just attacked, and I'm saying, yeah, we're gonna get you. And I take him and I attack him with my trash hook.
You're going after the mole. He went after the weasel. Who's
Weasel,
kind of standing
standing
at the back now. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, yeah, we are gonna come after you, and I am gonna go with my trash hook. Is that okay? Or is it too far?
You can get to him easy enough. They're all kind of this little fray of, the rabbits have kind of like, they're passive, so they kind of hopped away as their two riders have jumped down to enter the fray as well.
Am I rolling the d20 for damage?
You just your damage dice, and I believe you rolled for your heavy weapon was a d8. Is it?
Oh,
not?
sorry. Yeah, it's a d8. I am sorry. Give me just a second. I dropped it.
Excuse me.
So. I got an 8.
Oh, gracious. The weasel, as he's like, I'm going to get you, and you like rush up, and his eyes go big and round, like, oh, geez, guys, get him. And he like backpedals, and you're like, thwap. And he like falls backward, throws the sword in the air in a very dramatic fashion, and he like flops down on his back. Don't hurt me. Man, his eyes, and he kind of like twitches and passes out.
I cannot toss. I'll put around my old pretty first.
I mean, I kind of had the impression these guys were taking orders from him because of how tough he is, but it seems like that's not how it is.
He's got more hit protection than the weasels, but his strength is not as strong for some reason. He's got better dexterity. So.
All right. Well,
each of the NPCs step forward. Let me see. He's going after that guy. Ooh. Another one of the rats falls down. Ow! He's starting to eat into his strength. He's not out yet. And another one's down. One. Okay. And one of the rats turns on you, Smokey, comes at you with that cleaver, dashes forward. I rolled a 1 on the dice again.
okay.
So that's no damage. Sassafras. That is going to be minus the 1 will be 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you've taken some hits.
I'm down to 3 damage. Or 3
Jack.
HP, sorry.
That's another 1 on the d6. So, Jack, you don't take any either. And there is one more left. He goes after and there's a 1 on the. I think I'll just keep that dice. That's good for you guys. That's a whole lot of whiffing going on. They're
all
really
distracted by our awesomeness.
Yeah, there's like 3 untouched rats, and the others are. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Have the rabbit riders been getting any shots in?
That was yeah, they did take some shots. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. Who's left to shoot at?
there are one, two. The mole, he's hurt and barely on his feet, and there are 2 other rats that are on their feet.
I'll shoot the mole for 4.
He staggers back. You guys, no. He's like, he's more of a roar. Yeah, you stupid mice. He takes the hit, kind of rolls over in the dirt, and then like scurries off into the leaves, leaving the battle.
You're not a mole, you're a chicken.
You see him like head over to a pile of dirt and start digging in, and he looks over his shoulders like, what? He's digging into the dirt to get away. Chicken.
Yeah, you're the one running away. So there's what, 3 rats left then?
Yeah, 2 rats.
Okay, so I'm gonna go after one of those. I guess the one that's closest to me. Again with my trash hook. And I got a 1.
Yeah, they have no damage protection. So let's see. All right, he's like, you filthy little mouse, I'll show you. And Sassafras?
Yeah, I'll shoot one with my slingshot using a rock, not. I got a 1 also.
Okay, well, you are whittling him down.
Let's do the.
Basically, once they're hit protection, if you don't like hit them too hard, and they've got a little, yeah. Anyway, the 2 rabbit riders. Ooh, that's a hard thump, and that's not so much. The rabbit rider knocks another one of them unconscious, and there is. What did I say? Now 2 rats left on their feet.
That's what you said a minute ago.
Okay, so there is now 1 rat that's not unconscious, and he's looking around at his buddies who are all like lying in the dirt, wheezing, and they're like, oh gosh, and he like backs away, drops his weapons, like, it's okay, we give up.
Show us where the food is.
Yeah.
And they like collectively, the ones that are like bonked on the ground, everyone's got a hand on his head, like just right there. You can't miss. There's a big pile, not a big pile, but a small pile of food sitting there.
Run away.
And don't you dare attack the town again.
Yep, or we'll come back with even more guys. We didn't even bring all the
Yeah.
guys this time.
Yeah.
This better be everything.
As they like kind of like help each other to their feet and are making their way out. Apologies. One of them says, but so-and-so made us do it.
Oh, the evil so-and-so.
What? Say that again. I didn't quite.
So and so? Is that
Yeah.
red squirrel's name?
Yeah. I apologize. What is he? Sulfur? Grimtail made us do it. It's all
Grimtail.
Grimtail's fault. Leave us alone. And they like help each other up and like move off into the woods.
Who's
The mole.
Grimtail?
Where can we find Grim? Chickens?
He's the leader of the Bone Gang. Go, leave us alone. We'll
All
never
right.
do this again.
I say we wait here for the other 2 rabbit riders to catch us up, and then we do the same move. We just guard it, send someone back to get people, and we haul it all back.
I agree.
Yes.
Good idea. So you're gonna wait around just a little bit
Yeah.
to get that.
Is that a way that I can gain some hit points back as well?
Yes, this will be taking a short rest, so it'll be a D6 plus 1 restoration to your hit points.
Okay.
My cat is getting into something back there.
Okay.
2 plus 1 is 3, so I am back up to 6.
Well, I only ever lost 1 HP, so I'm not even going to bother rolling.
He's like, Smokey's like, oh yeah?
Well, you got to constantly be acting like that was a totally expected victory. Then they'll be too intimidated to try again.
Right. It didn't seem all that ballsy to begin with.
Yeah.
Not very
And we-
tough.
We really didn't bring all the guys. We left 2 guys back.
That's true.
Yeah, Felix and Gideon are like, well met, adventurers. We drove those rats and that weasel off.
Indeed. We have to find out who this Grimtail is now. We won't be safe until he's dealt with. Or she. Or it. Could be a collective unit.
Correct.
Grimtail, that is kind of a cryptic name.
Mm-hmm.
And did not Finn say something about the crypt in his paranoid ramblings in his cell?
Did he?
I believe he did. Something
missed
about the
something.
crypt.
I missed the crypt line. All right.
And me as well.
Maybe I'll have a chance to use this grease spell. It didn't seem prudent in this combat. If we're ever being chased, that's probably the thing to do.
Well, the crypt, perhaps little my light spell will come in.
Yeah.
So the crypt, are we going to a graveyard then? I think.
The after your short rest and basically some folks come up, the rabbit riders return with another one in tow, and they basically gather up food they can in a net and drag it behind them back to Pine Nest.
Right.
You've been traveling most of the day, and it's starting to get to be dark, and you crest this hill and you look down and you see the large spreading expanse, for mice it would be very large, of an ancient human graveyard.
Oh. I don't like the feeling of this place.
Oh, I don't mind graveyards.
You wouldn't.
Find some interesting trash in places like this.
And sometimes there's good meat still on the bodies.
Agreed.
Felix, is that right? Yeah, Felix speaks up like, yes, the perfect environment for rats. They would
Yeah.
be eating the dead.
It's only a human graveyard. It's not a real graveyard.
It's true. It's just true. As you look down upon this graveyard, you do see the sprawling yard of toppled stones and statues. And at the center stands a large building made of stone, the crypt.
Oh. I'll bet that's the crypt right there.
Probably. It's so ostentatious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm betting that's probably it. Well, what are we going to do? Are we going to scope it out? Or are we going to...
Well, it's either that or just charge right in. What do you think?
Well, what is going on in this graveyard? Is it empty? There's no movement? There's no activity at all?
As you are standing there looking down upon the graveyard, give me a will save, or will check, excuse me. And I'm sorry, what was your question, Jack, as you roll that again?
Oh, what was going on in this graveyard? Is there any activity at all? Anything going on?
It's nighttime. The sun has set. It's starting to get dark. There's clouds in the sky that are creeping across, blocking out the moonlight occasionally. But being mice, you can see relatively well. You see a light mist kind of rolling in across the graveyard, creating a layer of fog that would basically conceal anything mouse-sized that were to try and cross the yard.
So I got 7 under 10.
7 under 10? Okay.
Got 6 under 11.
Okay. And Smokey?
I passed with a 7.
Under
8. Oh, it's a willed 9.
Okay, so as you're watching, you see, like at the crypt, you see the faint flicker of light just inside the near the door. You see the door's not really open, but you can see down in the lower corner the faint flicker of torchlight. Jack, and as you're kind of like scanning that, looking around, you see the silhouette shadow for a brief moment on top of the crypt, the shape of an owl, and then it disappears into the night.
Did you guys see that owl?
I saw the shape of an owl.
Oh no.
We'd better be careful.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Is
I
there?
don't like owls. They scare me a whole lot.
Yeah, for good reason. Is there any way to get up to the crypt while remaining under cover of grass or bushes or something?
Yeah, if you make the grass is tall and spiky in this area, you could be concealed as you approach the yard. The
Okay.
yard itself is pretty thickly overgrown, and as you contemplate this and begin to move in that direction, suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you hear the scream and the shout as Gideon, Greenthorn, and Clover snatched from the ground by an owl and carried
no.
off.
Oh, no.
I'm
I'm
can
gonna
I,
pull out my sling. I want to pull out my sling and shoot at that owl.
same. I want to pull up my sling
Yep,
and
I'm also shooting at the owl.
shooting at the owl.
If you've ever watched any documentaries on owls, they are fascinating creatures that hunt at night, of course. And
They are.
there was
Yeah.
we'll do this in a moment, but to like talk about it, they used like these very super sensitive microphones in a room. They had like a falcon fly across, and it was like spiking the hell out of this microphone, but an owl flapped through there and it was like virtually silent. The microphone's like, it ticked. They're fascinating. How
Well, Gideon probably
quiet
made a
they are.
noise, though.
Yeah, he's it's like you guys are like, let's go down there, and then suddenly you see this shape just snatch him off the ground, and like, oh shit.
And if you've ever heard a rabbit scream,
Yeah.
I have.
That's why.
Terrifying.
That explains why I only rolled a 2 on damage.
yeah.
Your arrow
Rolled a 5.
Your arrow flies through the air, makes contact with the owl, knocks a few feathers loose, smoky.
Okay.
And you rolled a 5 sassafras on your slingshot.
Yes.
Okay. And Jack.
5 as well.
Okay. As the owl is flying away, Smokey's arrow hits and knocks some feathers. You see the owl kind of like shimmer, just shake just a little bit. And with the collective attacks, it drops Gideon and his rabbit mount and swoops off into the dark and vanishes into the shadows of the night.
Oh,
How
boy.
high up were they?
Oh, should we be rolling those, like, weapons checks after combat?
For usage checks to have them break, I don't.
You want to nix it?
Nah.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, I
I'll
kind of
just
feel like,
I'll just fix it and make a new one.
otherwise you'd be scrounging around trying to make weapons after every combat practically.
Hey, Misery's here. Welcome.
And for the audience again, each weapon has, most everything has like 3 dots that you check off for usage. So typically after combat, you would roll a d6, and on rolls of a 4, 5, or 6, you mark off a usage, and then it breaks. So yeah.
All right.
But we're not going to worry about that boogie boogie tonight. So, but you see where Gideon and his mouse or rabbit Clover fall to the ground.
I will
Come on,
run
guys,
to
let's
them.
get over there.
Yeah. How dead are they? Are they dead?
Gideon is okay, but his rabbit, he's not okay. He's been severely wounded, but he is alive. Clover is dead. The claws of the owl had sunk deep into the flesh of this poor bunny. And he's lying there, basically and he's pretty beat up after falling several feet to the ground. He's like, "Oh, how's Clover? Is Clover okay?"
I'm afraid we've lost Clover.
No, Gideon. He bursts into tears. He tries to roll over. Where's Clover?
Funny heaven.
Side.
Funny heaven.
Yes. Clover has gone to a better place where no owls dwell.
We should get these guys undercover somewhere
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah. Can I bind his wounds? There's nothing.
Yeah, so bandage him up and
We-
maybe send him back with the rider. Not leave him
Yeah.
lay.
That's probably a good idea. Send a rider back with him so he can be taken care of.
Yeah, you can bind up his wounds and prolong his life. As you quickly drag him over into some taller grass, and you're able to do that. Let's see, that will be a test of your everything's will on this basically.
Yeah.
So that'd be a will test just to bandage him up.
Well, I'm not good at it.
I've
the
got
dark.
11.
You got
I'll-
10. So go ahead.
I rolled 11 against 9, so I think I probably don't even know what a bandage is.
I can try.
I've never been injured enough.
I did not. I'm just kind of.
We're so
Very
overwhelmed by
Grief.
everything that happened that we can't even manage a bandage.
No.
As-
Things were
As you
going
were-
so well, and then just instantly, Clover's dead.
Yeah.
As you were trying to get your bandages out, and he's like, just go, leave me here.
Well, I can only imagine an owl being like a mouse's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Cat.
Stories that they tell you, bad children at night.
All of these creatures' worst nightmare.
Yes.
So,
Well,
yeah,
maybe
Gideon
one of
walked
the rabbit riders can do the bandaging for us, and then we'll go on to the crypt.
Right.
Felix will, let's see if he. No. Gideon, each of you kind of comes in. He's like, just leave me, and he's kind of swatting you away and won't allow you to get in close enough to bandage him. I'll take care of it myself. You go get those bastards.
All right, let's go get the bastards.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's get inside before that owl comes back.
Yeah.
We'll take care of them. Let's go.
So you make your way down to the to this graveyard cemetery, and it's got this rusted and decrepit and bent and broken wrought iron fence. Cat, quit stabbing me in the kidney. Good Lord. Even though it is a dreadful place, it is hauntingly beautiful, as evidenced by the moss-covered gravestones and the gnarled tree. As you make your way through, the trail leads to the mammoth monolith at the center of the graveyard, the crypt. And the stone door is standing slightly ajar. And there is and as you approach stealthily, you see two rats standing there with a torch or basically a small brazier between them.
Interesting.
And as we approach the break, we'll take a few moments to see what you guys want to do about that.
Have they seen us yet, or were we sneaky enough?
I would say you were sneaky enough. There's again that fine layer of misty fog that has covered your approach, but you can look up out of the fog and barely see them standing there by the door. Of course, the crypt door is human size, but it's been broken and slightly open.
Maybe we should sneak up on them and just whack them on the head.
Or
Been a long-
perhaps we make a diversion, so they go running looking for something that isn't there, and we sneak inside.
That's a way to
I
go.
don't know.
Is there any
Right.
way? Is there any way we could use the existence of that owl as a diversion?
I don't think we can get him to come out.
Possibly.
Woohoo!
Well,
I don't know if they'll come out for that. Maybe food delivery?
What food?
The wooden horse.
Like more food from
Talk about more of
they
a
stole?
pretend like we're bringing them more food, like we're part of their team.
We're all
And,
mice.
what's that word? That weasel.
We're mice.
Hey, come out here and help us.
Okay,
three mice in a
Sassafras.
trench,
Sassafras,
three
do
mice in a
that.
trench coat a weasel makes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, what'd you
They're
say,
gonna
Smokey?
make them voices, and they won't even know it's dark out here.
Yeah, I was saying Sassafras, just hide in the dark and do that voice. Let's do it.
And before we do any resolution, we'll take a break, I guess.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. We're back. We're back. We're mice in a graveyard. At night, there's owls. There's rats. There's a brazier for some reason. All the good stuff.
Yep, 2 rat guards standing before the broken crypt door. So there's a small crack that you could enter into the crypt, but it is being guarded by 2 rats standing there by a small brazier to keep their little furry hands warm.
So how would a sneak attack work? What would we roll for that if we wanted to sneak up and at the same time one of us take one and one of us take the other?
It would just be a dexterity check to do the concealment sneak up on, and then that would then give you Yeah.
Damage.
I know you guys discussed a couple of options that you were going to consider on how to go about that.
We did also discuss the impersonating the weasel to call them away and distract them.
I do like that idea.
That's a good idea, especially if I cover the ground in front of this area with my grease spell, and they both fall prone.
Oh,
right away.
nice.
Yeah.
So you want to lure them down from the crypt?
You know, lure them down
With the weasel
in-
voice.
into the grease and then kill them. There's 2 rats and there's what,
Three of them?
six of
Four.
us?
4 of you? Yeah,
There's 4 of us?
Gideon's down. The other rabbit riders that came took the food back, so it's just the 4 of you.
Oh.
We can do it. It's just 2 of them.
Who's the 4th then? Hazel?
It's Felix.
Felix.
All right,
okay.
let me go back up there. Yeah, Hazel, again, she's a passive creature. She's
Not gonna fight.
not gonna fight. So yeah, Felix, Flintpaw, and Thumper.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's do the weasel voice and put the grease on the ground.
All right, who
Sure you
is
want to
going?
get your grease now?
Sassafras is going to do the voice.
You could use a partial on the spell.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it covers a
Yeah.
basically 6 inches per dot that you spend on the spell. So a 6-inch sphere, 2 rats, that's big enough for them to.
Does anyone have any means of starting a fire? We have the brazier,
We have torches.
We have
I have a
torches.
torch.
and they have a brazier that's already lit.
Yes,
We-
they do.
We could light the grease on fire. Thanks,
There
Shaq.
you go. So why don't I sneak into the shadows next to the crypt? You lure them. As soon as they get in the grease, I will light my torch and catch the grease. And then you, Smokey, will attack them.
Okay. I mean, they'll already be on fire. I don't know how much more
Right.
attacked they need to be.
Well, we don't know. We don't know what
But
they're
sure.
wearing. Or...
Definitely, I'll be ready to.
So, give me your dexterity check to sneak up on them. You'd say you have advantage because of the fog. but-
Well, I got 5 under 12.
okay, so yeah, you're able to sneak into position. All right. Smokey lays down the grease splotch.
Yeah, it says a D6 times 6-inch area. I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to spend all 3 dots. So 3d6. No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna only spend 2 in case I need one inside. So 4 times 6 inches, 24 inches.
So yeah, nice big 24-inch splotch there. And Sassafras, you're going to imitate the weasel's voice.
Yeah.
That will be a test of your will / charisma.
And we have to hear it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got this job because of the earlier impression.
Correct.
And now I feel pressured.
And well, you should.
You're welcome.
So yeah, your will check is to modulate your voice to sound like the weasel. Yeah.
All right. I'll do the voice before I do the roll. Hey, you two up there. You get down here and help us with this food.
See, I told you her accents suck.
And then you hear him like,
flawless. Flawless.
Totally different weasel.
That's a 12 over 11.
oh, so you fell just a little short. Okay, just a little short. One of the weasels steps a little bit from the brazier and is like, "Is that you? Can't see you in this mist. Come on, so we
Oh,
can
get down here.
Tell him
It's heavy.
tell him you were
Get your
attacked.
lazy hairy butt down here and help us.
Tell him you were attacked by some mice and you had to fight them to keep the food.
We were attacked. I've lost a couple. Get down here. These mice, they are terrible.
So
Hurry
awesome.
up.
Thank you, Sassafras. Roll that will check again. I'll give you advantage now as you're working your way into it.
I'll take the 3.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it there for a moment, whatever the weasel's name was. I forget now. You need help. All right, hold on. They look around and like they kind of come bounding down this. Where are you? It's so foggy in here. So
And then as soon as they enter the grease, they fall prone immediately.
yeah, they kind of leap off that last little stair and go, "Oh my god!"
My bad. They actually do get a dex save.
Okay, well, what's the rat's dex? Oh, terrible. I rolled a 1 and a 2. So one of them like slips and slides and like, what the hell is this? And the other one kind of like, whoa. They don't fall prone, but they are definitely slipping and sliding.
And
That's
I'll
you,
run
Jack.
up, catch the torch, and catch on fire while they're sliding around like an ice rink. Take that, mother buggers!
Boosh! The flames
Language,
kick.
Jack!
Oh my god, it is so mean. The fire ignites because they kind of slip their feet, like catch. They're like, yeah, my feet, and they kind of like are trying to scramble to get out of the grease, and now they're at disadvantage to get out of the grease while the fire's burning. One fails, second one fails. As their feet do this maneuver, like the classic cartoon, and then they kind of slip and fall into the fire, and you hear them like, yeah! They're wailing in pain.
Well, serves them right. Let's go in.
All right, bye.
As you bound up the stairs, and like just as you enter, this large shadow boom, drops down. Is like, where did you go? Oh, Fire. Trouble. And the owl lifts off to fly up back into the air.
Ooh, should we shoot that guy again or just let him go?
I want to shoot him.
All right, let's
Yeah,
all
there's
shoot
like
the
a-
owl.
There's a brief moment as you kind of squeezing through that crack that you will get it to shoot on him.
Okay.
8.
I would call for disadvantage, but since everything auto hits, I'm gonna give him an extra armor.
I got 8 as well.
I got a 2.
Oh man, I wish these all stacked so that his damage reduction only worked once.
Right?
All right, so let's see that. And since I'm gonna give him a little bit of extra armor, since like you guys are trying to like shoot from that confined space, that reduces him to that. As you fire, he lifts off and he shouts back at you. Hold on a second. I'm going to give you his name because he says his name. How dare you attack? What flips your name, buddy? It's at the top of my notes. I'm like scrolling to the bottom. How dare you attack Nightshade? And he lifts off and flies out of view.
You killed Clover, you son of a bitch!
That's for Clover!
Mother bugger!
Oh my goodness, my ears!
So as you like squeezed into this, you clamber into the main part of the crypt, and there's a fine layer of dust covering the floor, but there's an obvious trail where somebody's been walking back and forth to another small crack in the wall off to the left side.
I think we should be as quiet as possible and check it out.
Yeah.
That might be too late, but we can
Get off, cat.
Yeah, now,
well.
Get off.
now that we've set 2 people on fire and screamed at an owl, let's start sneaking.
They might be deep
Logical.
in the crypt. We don't know.
Yeah, as you pad across the floor, you don't hear any echoes. It's just such a large chamber. As you come over to this crack in the wall, you find a narrow tunnel concealed by a small loose stone in the wall of the crypt. The air here is damp and the walls are lined with moss.
Mm.
You think that
You,
might be traps here, guys?
Okay, we'll continue sneaking.
Okay, so you kind of like move the rock aside and move into this tunnel and are moving down the tunnel. Make your dex checks to move silently.
Ah, I passed that with an 8 against 8.
10 and a 12.
I rolled an 18 over 10.
Oh,
Um,
sassafras.
Okay. Sassafras, you and Felix are kind of bringing up the rear, and Felix turns to look behind as you kind of like stumble and bump into the wall, and he stumbles and falls on you, and there's a clank and clatter as each of your weapons kind of hit the floor. And
My tail!
further down the tunnel, you see where it opens into a small, enters into a soft glowing light of something beyond. And you hear this, did you hear that? Somebody's in the tunnel. They shout back up the tunnel, Rattler, is that you? Is that you and Moldy?
Yeah, it's me.
Good job.
Yeah, good
It's me,
job.
Larder.
Yeah, you got to hear the 2 rats outside. You know what their voices. So give me a will check to see if you pass a charisma and fool this guy.
7 under 10.
Okay. Moldy, what are you doing in here? Why aren't you outside guarding? And just then this like shadow moves across the entranceway and looks down the tunnel at you guys.
It's Nightshade. Oh, Cindy,
Poop on a damn owl.
I saw your lips move, but you must be muted.
I'm spooked by the damn owl.
It is. Wait, I'm not going to do this. I can't do this. Smokey keeps his mouth shut.
Since the light is like behind him, all you see is the silhouette of this bent, hunched over rat in that doorway. And he kind of squints down the hallway and he's like, "Oh shit, that's not Moldy." And he like turns to dash.
As he does
Fire
that,
an
I
arrow.
want to attack. Yeah, I will attack as well.
I
Whack
rolled
him.
6.
Ouch. All right, so the arrow whizzes by your head, Jack, as you dash forward. Slap
And
this
then-
guy.
4
Okay, so
with
that's,
my hook, my trash hook.
and I cannot do basic math. I can read numbers, but I can't seem to do basic math. Okay, so 4. All right. As you dash forward, Smokey's arrow whizzes by, hits this guy. He spins around. You slug him hard with your weapon. He stumbles out of the light and falls into the chamber. And Jack, as you hit him and kind of like with your follow through, slide into this small chamber. You see that it is carved out of stone, and there are a few flickering candles dimly lighting the room. There are 2 other rats standing there. One startles real quick, jumps up to grab a weapon, and the third like turns and is like fumbling at a door to escape.
Am I close enough to shoot at the one that's fumbling at the door?
Yes, as you follow Jack through, the one is like, "Oh crap!" He's like trying to rattle at this door. At the center of the room, there's also a rickety wooden table with
I hit him with 4.
4. Okay.
A rickety table.
Yeah, with like papers and various other stuff on it. Yeah. Felix dashes into the room. Gets a nice hit on the other rat. And that. Jiminy Christmas. Yeah, no armor. These guys are taking damage fast. Okay. The one at the door, you hit him, correct? And he flattens against the door, stumbles backwards, shakes his head, and like moves to get to the door again. But it's got a moment. The one rat that you basically stunned, he swings blindly and is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Where's that 8 side? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Hits Felix for a few points of damage. The rat at the door is not paying attention to you, and the other rat, who's still hurting too, takes. But you kind of came further into the room, Sassafras. He's going to do 2 points of damage to you. That takes into account the 1 off, so yeah, the two total, even with your armor.
Okay.
Which is back to you guys on that.
All right. I will shoot the same guy I shot last time. Wait, he's not dead, is he?
No, he's mostly dead.
Well, he takes 3 more.
He wheezes and collapses to the floor unconscious, but he's still alive.
These guys keep going unconscious. I must be shooting green arrows. Just trick ones. Boxing glove.
Yeah. Well, he's got an arrow stuck in him, but yeah. He's like, thud. He stumbles and falls back against stacks of books that line the wall. Smokey knocking them about.
And how small is this room? Can I dash across this room and get the guy at the door?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not a big room at all.
All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and get him with my hook. With 5. Where do you think you're going?
He squeals as rats do as you hit him. He spins around and falls to the floor. He's like, I was just going to warn the others. And he's kind of like holding his hands up defensively.
What others? Put together trash hook.
You kind of startle him and scare him. He's like, the boss.
How many more are there?
He's going to spill his guts. There's still another rat in the room. Sassafras, real quick, if you want to attack.
I'll shoot that rat.
We'll come back to Jack, scaring the crap out of this guy.
I'm standing.
That rat for 1. That last guy.
He's still standing. Okay, that's another strike on that guy. So yeah, as you shout at this guy, Jack, he's like Sulfur, Grimtail, Squeaker, they're back there, and Shiv.
And shit.
Rimtail, eh?
What did you do to Rattler and Moldy?
Oh, we set them on fire. Sorry.
Oh crap! And yeah. Don't kill us, we give up. And the 3 of them like just drop their weapons. Well, the one is on the ground that you're at, Jack, and the other 2 drop their weapons. We give up. Don't kill us.
Well, is there something to tie them up with then?
One of you would have some rope. Yeah.
Not cool.
Okay.
Solid killers.
Let's do it.
Right?
Yeah, let's tie them all up together.
Absolutely.
There was a little bit of commotion
Tag them as well.
in the
Can I
room,
touch
but this
the table?
yeah, this door was a heavy wooden door. But yeah, as you inspect the table, you see that there are maps and notes that indicate their plans for the heist at Pine Nest. There's like a crudely drawn tree and then like this crooked bent line with a little bit of a pointer that says mole hole that points towards,
Ooh, a master plan.
Yeah.
Tedious.
Just shove that in my pocket. Proof of the crime. Shove it in my pocket.
When that guy fell against the wall, the books, and knocked him around.
Yeah, I was going to ask about what the books are.
Yeah.
Amongst the books, a slab falls out. You recognize the spell as darkness. You create a sometimes 2-inch diameter sphere of darkness. So you found another spell slab. Amongst the books, just various tomes, some that are about things of esoteric nature and magic, and the discussion of dark spells and rituals.
Okay.
So
I
with all
will-
these tomes
sorry,
and
go ahead.
spells, I'm sorry, with all these tomes and spells around, are we going to be facing a magic caster probably? Smokey, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. And I was going to see if there are any spell slabs that we could use or pieces of paper that might constitute spell slabs or whatever they're called, tablets.
As you take a moment to scan through and flip through the books, you do find spells written in the books that describe how to create new spell slabs.
Oh, interesting.
And a short list of various different spells that would take some time to craft. But yeah, they are there.
Okay.
The other books are just stories of, rat history, and there's only a few pages. One book in particular that's of real interest. or use.
Is the one with
Alright.
the spell. Okay.
Maybe, guys, we should find out if there's another entrance. So that we can,
That's a great idea. Let's ask these guys.
The one that I
Um,
got with the hook. Let's ask him. He's spilling his guts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He doesn't
not
like
yet, he's not.
outright. Oh, sorry. What was that, Smokey? I keep stepping on you
I
guys.
was just gonna make a pun. Don't worry about it. Go on.
Right. So what do you say to this guy to try and intimidate him or scare him into giving away his secrets? Again.
You ratty slug, tell me everything you know or I'm going to get you again with my hook. Is there another way into this place?
His eyes kind of like dart to the big heavy wooden door, and then they dart to the another corner of the room that just looks like a stone wall.
What are you looking
I'll
at?
head over there.
That'll do. I'll go over there with Smokey and check it out with him.
Yeah, what do we
I'm going to
find?
kneel on him, on his chest with my knee.
As you are kind of poking about in that corner of the room, you get the candles in the room are giving off a little sooty light, but as you get closer to that corner of the room, you smell the faint scent of incense. And as you examine the wall and the door closer, that space closer, you discover a hidden door.
Nice.
Let's unhide it.
Indeed.
Correct.
How big is the door?
It's basically like standard size for a mouse. A rat would have to duck its head to get into that space.
And that means no owl is coming from this direction.
Correct.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's go in.
So you're going down the secret tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Secret tunnel through the mountains. Moving through this narrow crack in the wall, you come upon a small shrine in a small room. The air is filled with the scent of incense, and a crude altar made of stone sits in the center, adorned with bones and trinkets. As you turn and look above, you see the ceiling opens to the night sky, and perched on the ledge is a large, imposing owl, its eyes gleaming in the dim light, looking down at you.
Son of a
How big
goat.
is the hole?
Big enough for the owl to fly down in, yeah.
Okay,
I would like to scurry back.
I've already shot this owl.
And
You shoot up at it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 8 damage. I already rolled it.
Oh my gosh. This owl is as it like looks down at you and like it like lifts its wings and prepares to leap down, and your arrow slices through the air and scores a really solid hit, and you hear this owl go woo really loud in a painful way. And
That one was also for Clover.
it it was eyeballing you. That arrow came up and it like lifts and turns and disappears off of that ledge into the night.
Yeah, keep sneaking back and you keep getting shot. See what happens?
Good shot, Smokey.
Thanks.
Very good shot.
Is there anything of interest to us on this shrine, or is it just weird rat trinket stuff?
As you look around, again, there's some incense burning, some candles stacked behind the altar are the remnants and bones of other forest creatures. Obvious offerings as sacrifice to the owl, known as Nightshade.
And Nightshade is who they worship. Right?
And as you continue to like search around the room, each of you give me a dexterity check, please.
Ugh. Again, I passed it by matching it.
Okay.
Oh.
Good.
2 under 12.
So you all passed it?
Yep, 2 under
Got it.
12.
So as you're moving around, you hear this click as one of you steps on a pressure plate. And as you hear that, you all kind of like dive for cover as this big like spring charged, what's the word I'm looking for? Blade or scythe blade just slices to the air across about waist high as you dive and duck for cover. And crashes hard into the wall. Pa-ching!
Only the penitent man will pass.
Only the penitent man will pass.
Let's carefully look for any more trap triggers.
Yeah, for sure. That could have been very bad. We only have so many hit points between us.
Right.
Do we see any more?
You find like the remnants of some belts and boots and various clothes from these poor souls that have been sacrificed to the owl, piled in the corner.
But
like
no
a
more
sword.
traps.
No more traps. Yeah.
Anyone we recognize?
The bones are basically picked clean.
So not from any of the stuff, nothing that we...
Yeah, the leather, some of the leather work is nice. There is a nice shield amongst the pile, and also like a heavy armored tunic, which would give you a +2 to your armor defense, and a shield will give you an additional. Yeah, the shield will give you an additional 1 to your armor defense. So.
Anyone care if I take the shield?
Yeah, go for it.
And it gives me a what? +1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There are some scrolls and random trinkets, and on the altar itself is a small magical artifact I have notated here, but not what it is specifically. It's a mystery.
Thing.
It's
I've
a magical
for
thing.
This.
Yes.
I'm going to take whatever that
doohickey
is.
from beyond.
Yeah, it's
magical.
You know it's magical. It gives off that aura, but you don't know what it is specifically. You'd have to ask somebody that's more
What's
in tune,
it look
like an elder. Let's say it's carved in the shape of a rat, and just to make it like fun, like a rat who's like sitting there on its back hunches and its forepaws are on its knees, and it's obviously a rat, but it's got like Cthulhu tentacles hanging out from under
Nice.
under its. It doesn't have a mouth so much as like a pointy nose, and then like maybe like an ood's little tangly digglies hanging down. Tangy digglies.
Almost like the old one.
That is weird.
I'm going to pocket this.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe one of the
You
kids
picked
will
up
like
that
it.
Tunic.
You know,
Smokey.
Smokey, I don't think we should be giving that to the kids. Maybe we should show
tunic-
it to an elder first.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
The tunic,
and the boot.
I don't think... Does that give armor?
I thought
You said something gave a +2. What was that?
There's a +2 tunic, an armored tunic that you could wear. You'd have to Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to ask Sassafras what her HP is.
it's 8. Well, right now
Is
it's
that-
4.
Why don't you take the tunic then? Because I've got 11 and I'm not hurt.
Okay. We'll do that.
And,
There are no other entrances or exits from this room other than the owl hole and the way you came in.
Okay.
And the boots are just plain old leather boots, but nice.
Yeah, just fancy leather boots and belt. Yeah.
I don't think we're getting out of here without killing that owl. I mean, we can
Probably
stay in
not.
here forever.
Well, how could we lure the owl back? I know, sassafras. You could be like, help me, help me. And the owl will be like, oh, a sacrifice. And then we'll kill it. Shoot it again.
We could use one of these rats as bait. I mean, if we these
Yeah,
rats
let's
have
use the
failed,
rats instead.
they've failed
I like
their
that idea better.
master. Let's tie them up and toss them out there for him to take.
We have to make them scream or make noise somehow, though.
That's easy. We can just,
Hurt them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna put all three in the room? I ask.
Just one.
With the-
Let's just start
with
with
the
one. Which one
smile.
sucks the most?
The guy at the door, the wussy
Yeah.
one, gave us all the information.
No, we like him because he talks. Let's get
true.
rid of one of the ones that doesn't talk.
Well, we have the one that's unconscious. We could just make him bleed or something and throw him in the room.
I
Bleed
guess,
him,
well, we
bleed
could
over.
put him in there, and then one of us can
Make the
plead
noise.
for mercy.
Yeah, one of us will make.
Well,
a
that's
noise.
a good
And
idea.
this isn't murder. Like if we kill the owl, this guy lives. It's just a
Right.
risk. It's just a
Right.
little risk.
Calculated risk.
He's gonna die.
Collateral
anyway. He
damage.
can't find wounds or anything, so he's gonna die.
Collateral
anyway.
damage.
So let's just throw him in
we
there,
don't-
and I'll just be like, help, help, help.
It's,
And-
There you go.
it's not murder because he might live.
Right there, you go, perfect.
All right,
Um,
let's get it done.
So you're gonna like hide yourselves in the room, or just kind of hang out just
The
outside?
little hallway right before the room will be in there, and we'll throw him in there, and our voice will travel through the hallway and out into that open space, and the owl will think
As long as we can all have a clear shot on the owl.
Yeah,
we all need to be able
absolutely.
to take shots.
that.
You
Can
see
we?
if
Can
he
we
falls-
both? Can we do that?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just see if he falls for your ruse and comes back.
Help! Help!
He's gonna fall for it, guys.
Mr. Owl, what is your? Oh, the owl does not return for several minutes. As you wait, no owl approaches or returns. How long do you want to sit and wait?
Several. Well,
Is the guy still, or the rat still unconscious?
He starts to stir while he's lying there. Yeah.
Let's wait for him to wake up and start screaming on his own. And we'll keep his two friends in here quiet. If they move, we kill
We
them.
could break his toe. He would scream. That's
I like
murder.
that idea. I like that idea. Let's slap him awake, conscious, and then break his toe,
Oh, you're cruel.
and then
We'll
he'll
be
scream
back.
on his own.
You remember what happens to people who rob from Pine Nest.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He's like, he
and
looks
then we
around.
break his toe.
Yeah, he looks around where he's like, "Oh God, no, not night! Don't feed me the nightshade! Don't do it!" And then you
break
snap
his
his
toe.
toe.
Pat, I can't hear you.
He starts wailing, "Oh my God, no! Don't feed me the nightshade! Don't do it!"
It's really up to you whether you scream enough for Nightshade to hear you. I'll step on his toe as I walk back.
Yes.
He screams, and from your little alcove, you see the shadow of the owl land on the perch above, and you see it. The moonlight is lighting it up pretty well. You see it do a little head maneuver as he looks down. And he's like, it talks to himself. You hear him say, "Nightshade did not hear the ritual. No spell, no nightshade. Cannot gain power from food. I am hungry.
Shoot him
That
from
rabbit.
here?
Those foul mice stole my meal." And he jumps down on top of this rat and catches him with his claws. The
I'm real
rat's
sorry
like-
for this rat, but I only rolled a 1.
I rolled a 4.
And I rolled a 5.
And those are all for what? I'm sorry?
The owl.
Damage to the owl.
Damage
Oh,
to the owl.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 1, you said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what else?
4.
4?
And 5.
4 and 5. Owl
Yeah.
has reductions. Sorry, my brain. We talked about this on break. Is like my pop rocks in my brain. Like basic math is eluding me right now. So 7, 4. Oh, okay, Mr. Owl. How many licks does it take to get to this owl's crunchy center? It belts out a loud screech, "Rah!" and like looks to where the bolts and rocks came from. Foul mice, and he does this really hard like whip of his wings right at you guys. Give me a strength check to not be blown backwards down the tunnel.
I got a 2 on that.
Oh, so Smokey's like blocks his feet into the ground.
I got a 6 under 10.
I got a nat 20.
So the wind rushes by, catching Sassafras off guard, and she tumbles backwards down the hall. This is, imagining like Rodin, like knocking buildings down with the flaps of his wings. And then the owl lifts off and leaves the tunnel, rat clutched in its claw.
Oh, dang. I was going to get him with my hook.
Oh man, I was hoping we
We
get
should have
a
used
return
the
on him,
trap,
Vegas.
you guys.
We should have greased him up. I didn't think of that till too late.
The trap, the slicer trap.
Oh, yeah. We should have
Can
done
he-
the slicer trap. Well,
We
Daily,
would have had to
that's
get him
it's
all the
for.
way. Yeah, we would have had to get him all the way in the other room, though.
Mm.
Well,
Yeah,
he
the
came
owl
down-
is-
Could have chopped his legs off.
As soon as he grabbed that rat, we could have hit that trap and went.
I'll just tell you this, owls are tough. They start with 15 hit protection, and each of their stats is 15. So it would take a lot to bring an owl all the way down.
Well, we've hit
Yeah, we
him
did it.
a good amount. He's probably nearly through that hit protection by now.
His hit
But
protection's
we'd
like
have to.
almost all gone. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
we'd
isn't
have to
finished,
keep
guys.
doing this.
I pull myself up off the floor.
All right, so
Yeah, but I don't want him to get us when we leave. Ever.
let's
I don't
stay
ever
here
want
till
that.
daytime.
Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. I just don't ever want that owl to eat me.
And I'll say to these other 2 rats, I asked your friend to remember this, but he's not going to be able to. So you guys remember, this is what happens when you rob from Pine Nest.
Or anywhere else. Stop being nasty rats.
Yeah, stop stealing. Jeez.
Yeah. Be self-sufficient.
Sick of scavenging. Grimtail. Talk to Grimtail. Let us go.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you're sick of scavenging until you're free again. Mm-hmm.
Where's Grimtail?
Probably in that door.
You
It's
think
like-
Grimtail's gonna talk to us?
We don't need him to talk.
He's in the sanctum.
Let's go.
Past the
Let's go kill
storage room.
Grimtail.
Let's kill him.
All right, I still have 1 dot on my grease spell.
When we also
And
have that
you have-
darkness spell,
You
and
have
I
the
have
darkness spell too now, Moki.
Yeah.
So maybe you could use them in conjunction somehow.
It might be cool to kind of suddenly make it dark, and then super light.
Yeah. And if it's pure darkness, maybe he won't even be able to see the fire that we light on the grease.
you go.
Yeah.
Right, so
Good
Who
idea.
has the darkness spell?
Well, we
I
have
think we
the darkness
determined it,
chip or
but-
whatever. So give it to whoever's not throwing the grease, and I'll light it on fire.
All right. I'll throw
So
the grease.
that's out of all that deduction, that's you, Sassafras.
Okay.
Because Felix is just, twiddling his thumbs in the corner.
I assume he's better for combat than magic.
Yeah. So as you make your way back, and there is that large wooden door. It's not locked, but it does creak open, being the only other way to go. As you squeeze through the tunnel, you enter a large chamber filled with piles of bones. The room is eerily quiet, except for the sound of dripping water in the distance. And there are big piles of, again, bones and various other things like small boxes, and some of the missing food from Pine Nest is in this room. And another door across the way.
But no creatures in here?
Nobody in the room, no.
Let's just pass right through to the next door.
Well, I have a question. So we're gonna wait till daytime, correct?
Yeah, we'll be in here till daytime.
So could we take maybe a little bit of a rest so that Sassafras could get a point or two back?
Is that going to be safe with this Grimtail guy still in the building?
I don't know.
Somebody might come looking for the other rat.
Well, there's all kinds of things that could happen. I don't know how else to heal her, except for,
Too bad we didn't find a heal spell.
Yeah.
I do
Well,
have
you
the,
have
the
4
tunic.
plus 2, so
I do have the
you have the
tunic.
tunic.
We can keep Sassy at the back.
Okay.
I'm not afraid.
You want the shield too, just for an extra little.
Well, I can't shoot my slingshot with a
the
shield.
two-handed slingshot.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
so
We'll just position her in the back.
All right.
so
You're gonna
the-
cast the darkness spell.
the way you came in and another door. So you go through that other door then.
Yeah.
Let's open it, then peek through, just see what's happening on the other side. Let's not just swing it open and all
As
balls out. Let's do this a little slowly.
As you creak it open and peek down the hall, you see shelves along the walls, and with various glass containers and vials and additional bits of food. But the hallway ends at a dead end.
All right. Well, this place is filled with secret doors, so let's get searching.
Okay.
Because unless we go back to Weenie Boy and ask him what's up, because he said he was through the door wherever the sanctum is, right?
What's up with these vials?
Let's peruse the vials.
I got a 1.
See, maybe there's a healing spell or something.
I got a 20, and then I got a 1.
I got a 15.
What do you want? What kind of roll?
I didn't call for one. That's okay.
Oh, okay.
No, you did not.
We're just searching. We're just searching
Just
vials.
searching. So
You
yeah,
just
as you
rolling for no reason.
kind of like
Tired.
quickly scan the vials on the wall, various tubes of liquor, you do find a small healing potion. Now that you mention it, as you continue to like search around the room, you find a well-hidden tunnel at the back. That back wall is a false wall,
Mm-hmm.
leading somewhere.
Okay. Anything of use other than the healing pot?
Not
we
really.
know?
Just
No?
various like liquors and things to drink.
Well, I'll tell you, when we clear this place out and take it back to,
Not very good
Pinecrest,
brewers.
we'll have
Yeah.
them take all that stuff back too. All the wine, everything we find in here, they can take back to Pinecrest.
Yep.
We'll just clear this place out.
What is the die roll for the healing potion?
We'll say it's like a short rest, but just 1d6, no +1, so just a d6. And what do you do next?
Well, we're out of doors to go through, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Other
Found
than
a
this
little
hidden,
hallway, didn't we?
Yep.
yeah, you've kind of
Some-
hidden door basically at the end of the hall.
Let's use it.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I'll go first.
All right. I'll second.
All right.
As you push that, and it kind of like presses in and then slides to the side, Smokey. As you do that, you hear this ring like a small tinkling bell, ching 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 ching, and you hear a gruff voice. Who did not? It's an alarm. The others know better. And this enormous rat that's like twice the size of the other rats lumbers towards you, pulls out a big two-handed heavy weapon, and swings at you there, Smokey, as you slide that door to the side.
Awesome. Bring it, Grimtail.
Oh my god. I rolled a 2 on a d8.
Sorry, I forgot.
Ow, my confidence. And then I'm going to cast grease at him.
Okay, you throw grease at him. You've got one usage slot left, right?
Yeah, so it's a 6-inch square that it covers, and I'm just going to throw it basically right on his body.
All right, so that splotches out, and you hear somebody shout, Sulfur, what is going on over there? Another rat.
This guy isn't even Grimtail. It's too late. He's already greased.
All right, that's the one we
So I'm
still
gonna
want to
throw
get
my
rid of
torch.
him.
I'm gonna throw my torch at the greasy spot.
Oh, he does have to make a dex save or fall prone first.
Oh yeah, do that first.
Oop, he slips and falls.
And then he
All right.
burns.
Then I throw the torch and he burns. Yeah.
Good gravy.
Should we
let's
get out of this
say-
narrow hallway with the fire?
Yeah, he chopped down at you, Smokey, but there's room enough to squeeze into the room past him because he's enormous, and as he's like and swinging at you basically with a pole arm from like several feet away, to use other game mechanics. So there's definitely room to squeeze into the room past him as you ignite him on fire. Oh my gosh. Give me a 2d6 fire damage, whoever lit him on fire.
All right, 2d6. Where are my dice?
And it'll be ongoing, so it's like,
Okay. I'll keep my dice out then.
so Smokey, you're gonna dash into the room past his flaming form, and Sassafras as well, as Jack's like burn.
I got a 6.
Okay, so 6. He immediately shouts and screams as the flames engulf his greasy form, since he did slip and fall.
Is there any bonus to attacking him while he's prone?
Yeah, you'd get advantage.
Okay, I am going to do that because I'd like this guy to be out of his misery. I'm starting to feel pangs of guilt about the copious amounts of torture we've been doing since we got to
so
this rip.
I did the advantage, disadvantage is the D20 thing, but roll 2 damage dice and take the higher. So
Okay. Actually, I technically took my turn already, so it should be Sassafras's turn.
No way. Since I'm in the back, I am gonna take a shot at the guy on fire. That's 4.
okay, and he's on fire. He grunts and he's like rolling around. You know, he's trying to do stop, drop, and roll. He was already down, but he's rolling around in grease. He's all greasy. That fire's not going out.
I got him.
Felix.
With an 8.
Felix did come up and hit him. The fire would have been your attack, Jack.
Oh, okay. My
So
fire.
you did 6, and that's going to be ongoing. So he's going to burn to death in just another round or 2. But Felix hits him for a couple points, and from across the room, Smokey and Jack, as you kind of squeeze into the room, you see sitting on a high chair. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. You arrive at the heart of the Bone Gang's lair. The room is large and imposing, and a makeshift throne made of bones at the far end. The leader of the Bone Gang sits upon it, flanked by his loyal guard, but he charged forward since you sounded the alarm by mistake. There's a huge pile of food from the festival sitting next to his throne. He shouts, "Guards! Guards!" And there is no response.
Ah!
Oh, you mean all those dead guys?
Not yet.
Teach you to be a glutton.
Oop, that's a little loud. There we go.
So he immediately jumps off his throne, looks around scared, and books towards a hole in the wall. And
Stop him.
Another chicken.
Smokey, get him.
Shooting
comes
at him.
Comes back around to you guys, yeah.
5 damage on the running away guy.
He stumbles and falls. Kaploom, takes a face dive, skids in the dirt. Your dude is on fire, takes another 6. You hear him groan. Oh, and then he falls limp, but he's still groaning in pain. Sassafras and Jack, your go.
I shot with my it's 7.
And that's at the now prone guy from the throne or the guy in the flames? I'm sorry.
The prone guy from the throne. The guy that fell over.
Okay. Your hit, he breathes heavy, this cloud of dust, since his face is lying in it, puffs out, and he's like, "Don't kill me," and he falls unconscious. He's kind of a scrawny little rat. And Sassafras?
I am going to shoot at the rat on fire.
That's good of you.
Yeah, he's basically unconscious, going in his unconscious state, and then your shot finishes him off. He's like, and then he's shaking against the fire, and then he falls limp as you conk his noggin pretty hard and finish him off, putting him out of his misery.
After that, I want to come into the...
And the scrawny little guy is lying there, just kind of breathing heavy into the dirt, unconscious.
Are you, I'm going to wake him up.
He's basically, he's wearing like a necklace of bones around his neck, and he did have, before you knocked him over, he had the skull of a squirrel that he was wearing on his head, like a helmet crown type thing, but it fell off when you hit him. He rolls over and he's like, what
Are you Grimtail?
Yes.
Here's a funny thing. The larder at Pine Nest got robbed, and everyone we beat the crap out of tells us it's your fault. And they keep saying, Grimtail made me do it. Grimtail made me do it. Well, why'd you do that, Grimtail?
Yeah, tell us why.
Because I'm hungry, and I've got 8 wives with children to feed.
Good God, man.
You could have maybe just attended the festival, gotten some food along with everyone else.
For free, you freak.
Makes friends instead of stealing.
You know what? He did sacrifice all those people to the owls. So, 8 wives and kids and all that, regardless. He's a rat and he's gross and he has a bad taste in jewelry.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah, so we should just...
Yeah, what self-respecting rodent works with an owl?
That's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
What's up with that?
Yeah, you guys do what you want with this guy. Maybe we should let him go. Just so he can... No, listen. Just so he can spread the word. No, we've
Maybe
got
we
those
should
two
take
other
a
guys to
hand.
spread the word.
You know, no, because
Yeah.
he spreads the word of controlling all these weasels and things. He just needs
Yeah,
to
how
be.
come
He's
we
just
keep
a
hearing
tiny little thing.
we keep meeting all these bosses and they turn out to be losers? I don't like the weasel ran away. This dude tried to run away.
You know
Why
what?
is anyone listening to them?
Obviously magic. It's obviously magic. This little weenie is using his wiener and his magic to control all these things.
Well, now we gotta kill him.
Yeah, obviously, because he's mind control or something. Because this little guy ain't got nothing.
Fear. He's using fear.
Yeah.
Gotta be magic.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Nightshade, my main enforcer, kept everyone else in line.
Well, Nightshade works for you?
He does.
Why?
Oh, I'm gonna
Oh,
run
no.
that by Nightshade.
He kind of like he gets this like evil glint in his eye, and he's like, dark magic.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
hit
kill
this dude with a pan. I got
Do
a
you have
cook
a
pot.
pan?
Swing.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah, hit him
melee
with-
weapon. I'm gonna pull
Okay.
out a cook pot and just ring his bell.
Yeah, perfect. Do it.
I love it.
Basically a coup d'etat. You're finishing him off, right?
Yeah, we're done
Yeah.
with this dude.
All right.
I was gonna
you,
give him a chance, but he did not earn it.
you smash his head in. His little rat eyes kind of bug out of their sockets a little bit. His tongue swells and comes out. And he keels over. Sorry, that's gross. And
It was a little graphic.
That's
You
surprising,
have-
a little weak.
you have defeated the Bone
Four.
Gang.
Yeah, we did. And how?
No.
Listen,
Now
let's
what-
not talk about the details of tonight's events, okay, guys?
So, but then there's still Nightshade. That's easily controlled by this rat.
Well, not easily.
But we
but-
can't kill every owl, I suppose, right? I mean, there's going to be more owls.
I
There's gonna
think
be
the
more.
wait until daytime plan is fine.
Okay, let's do. Yeah, all right. I'm just going to stay inside all the time for the rest of my life until daytime.
Yeah, and we've got the other two guys tied up, and everyone else is dead. So,
Should we keep
long
those
as-
guys tied up and leave?
yes.
I think that's a good plan. And tell everybody, don't touch them. Leave them tied up. They'll eventually.
They'll get
just-
out eventually, or they won't. And if they do get out, then they'll spread the fear of our names.
Perfect. I think that's a great plan.
Yeah.
Is there anything in this throne room that I want or anyone wants?
Right.
There's all
I mean,
the
there's
food,
food, but we'll have
other
food and all
other
of that.
drinks and just food and other things. There are those books back at the first room. Some of them are very interesting. Might be something to take with you. If you use your beetle spell, you're able to like basically load up everything that you want.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
what I'll do.
Wait till
And
daytime. We'll take as much as we can, and
might
then
as
we'll
well take
lead.
books.
We'll lead
I
a
do have a
caravan of
question.
people back to clean the place out.
In this graveyard, is there a section for beetles? Is there like a little beetle graveyard in here too? Because I can't refresh this beetle spell without a beetle graveyard. So I'm just asking if I can look for a section where they
You
just-
say it's something you'll have to find. May
Okay.
inquire around the forest, see if you can find anything. But with that, the Bone Gang is defeated and the stolen supplies reclaimed. You return to Pine Nest carrying the fruits of your hard-fought victory. As you approach the village and enter the village, they rush forward, greeting you, their faces lighting up with relief and gratitude. Elder Willow steps forward, her eyes shining with pride. You have saved our festival and our community. We are forever in your debt.
I think Smokey never sleeps well again because of his actions this night, and probably takes up drinking.
I think Sassafras has a little bit of PTSD.
Yeah.
And I think Jack goes on with his
And
life.
also-
He's perfectly fine. Okay.
Continues to drink heavily. Sassafras continues to drink heavily.
Smokey fancied himself an honorable mouse knight, and then when push came to shove, he was lighting people on fire and breaking toes.
And he had a good time doing it too.
Yeah, he's his self-image is shattered. I think next time I play Smokey, he's going to be an alcoholic.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and I think we all become really, really great friends. We just
Outstanding.
don't talk about what happened. We just keep
Yeah,
it
we
going.
don't talk about tonight. That's part of the problem is we never talk about it.
Blackout drunk together.
Yeah.
Spend more time in the drunk tank than anybody.
I don't drink very much, but I like to watch.
All right, gang. Well, Mia, thank you for running this. This was awesome. I love
Thank you
Mausritter.
for
I love
playing.
this story.
We'll have to play it again.
That's
Yes. Now, next week, all three of you guys get the week off. Edward signed up to play chess again with me, which is a game created by my older son. We've previously had a game on here created by my younger son. That was the Lachlan's Adventure. This one is called Chess Again, and basically he took chess and turned it into like a slightly more complex war game with like hit points and more pieces and all kinds of weird rules. So Edward's going to play that against me next week, and then we're back with Cyborg One Shot, which Mia will run that, and then for the 2 weeks following, it'll be Vason, which I'll be running. And then this Friday, episode 39 of Shadows of Archonia 2.
All right, and just when you get back to the village, you discover that little statue is the rat god Gnarlith.
Oh. What's he do?
Gnarlith, Gnarlith.
I forgot about that guy.
me too. Does it hold any type of power? Should we destroy it?
We should keep
That
it.
is to be discovered another day.
Yeah, we'll find out next time.
Fiddlesticks.